play a mole in space. Well, in a space expedition, Mole's ship had a malfunction and crashed into a nearby planet. Our mole friend must now find 5 ship pieces so he can continue his space adventures. So far, I like it. Audio sounds fine. Let's go back. See, can we go in the ship? Yes, we can go in the ship. 5 ship parts. Is this what the story? No. Very Metroid. Maybe I just wasn't properly aligned there. Oh, okay, let's not do that. Right. Off. And of course, ignore my own notification. Let's go. Oh, it even tells you who made the levels. That's cute. Neo Kyoto Field. Huh. Snow Crystal Tokyo. I had a plan. What's up, Bristow? How you doing? Thank you for the good luck on Space Moles. This looks cute so far. I think I prefer being a mole over playing against moles. There we go. That's intriguing up there. It is also intriguing up there. Okay. I think I need to not land on those. Too funny, crack hack. Soon. You sleepy? This is seriously adorable. You'll attempt not to mention Crack's Cafe for the rest of the stream. How you doing, Faro? My expectation is high that you'll be able to do that. But we'll see. You like the samurai chucks. I need you to come over here. Alright. That's not really what I need. No. Okay, new plan. But also, how you doing? Yeah, I just got started on these. It's taken a while to get to this point. Which means, you know, back on my comfortable couch with my stuff, such that this is pretty easy to do. Oh, crap. I need to just go. That's how that jump's gonna work. You're well back from your nearly 2-week vacation visiting your boyfriend. That's awesome. Nice to have 2 weeks off. You guys get to go somewhere fun or just hang out and chill? Nope, I need to go one faster. But I was planning to tackle these mostly linearly, so I wouldn't lose my place. Though what linearly means in this case is based upon file names. Because I had to go and rig up some stuff to watch file names. There we go, finally. Okay. So that's a shell. Clearly. There we go, now I'm feeling better. This is a level. I did start in the standard directory, right? Ah! He kicked a fish at me! Kicked a fish at me! You like the chat replay? Oh, thanks. I've used it for a few streams, but not any SMW ones. I've been meaning to revamp some of my other stuff. I was thinking about actually putting the chat replay stuff into my other overlay. Oh, for fuck's sake. Let's just respawn him. But I kind of gave up partway through because I was like, oh, the 2 parts are incompatible. JavaScript's a headache. You know how that is. I was going to use the normal overlay, but this is SA1, and I just didn't think that changing the character sprite made a lot of sense. And the level name stuff doesn't actually work because they're using a custom system for it, so I was like, it's unnecessary for this and it can go. So we'll use the default backup choice. Okay. I could get hit by a multiple dang fish. That's solid, okay. Okay, so 2-thrower. And that's a slope. Just sat in a small house for like 2 weeks because of snow and too cold. I understand that. Have a great stream. Gotta head to bed. Alright, sleep well, Bristow. I think... No! About timing. Okay. Like, I get conceptually why they're throwing fish, but floppy fish have never hurt me in a Mario game before. It's really the case that floppy fish can't hurt you in a Mario game. It's confusing. Relax for today. Made... Oh, crap. I could try and take this with me, but I don't think it's a good idea. I am so lucky with fish sometimes. Came home relaxing for a day, and today you made Wario's dirt hut and his blood pit for Wario's bizarre adventure. Sounds like it's gonna live up to its name. I would ask if it's a JoJo reference, but I think that there's just no way it's not. I hate this. 6-thrower, short, okay. Alright. Always appreciate that little bit... Oh god! Of ASM that shows you when you're off screen. Oh, thank god! Oh, what? Hey, I landed on that fish. What's up, Feline Frequencies? Thank you for the raid. My stuff's not rigged up, so no cool in-game notification, because SA1 makes things difficult at times, but how you doing? What you playing? Welcome on in. I literally just got started. I literally just got hit with what appears to be a purple banana. I need more backup strats for that kind of thing. Maybe one day I'll get that VM hooked up again and I can use the god-awful Japanese TTS again. This background, this is an aesthetic hack so far. This is Neo Kyoto, it's certainly going to fits the theme. No, no. Bad fish. That hit nothing! Okay. Alright. So far so good. Oh, I guess I could have used this to hit that. Yeah, no, I just made everything a lot more challenging. There we go. Alright. 1, 2. Okay. You know, none of that made sense. Doing good, you're playing Catbox Paradox, which is a really cool new retro-style platformer. Oh, yeah! I saw, like, a screenshot of that. Not really enough to tell what you were doing, but... I really need to put the game names in my, like, stream list thing, so I can tell what people are doing more often. But yeah, I wrote this tool, like, a million years ago, so I can see... when, Oh, what the? Sorry, I just need to appreciate the sprite for a moment before finishing that thought. Wow. That's kind of awesome. How do I get through this? Oh, charge and chuck, I'm a moron. Oh, I killed him, didn't I? I spent too much time appreciating the sprite. But yeah, I need to rig that up. And so I usually can see what, like, if people follow me, I can see what they're playing. And that's usually kind of a cool way to find weird or more interesting, like, not SMW streams. But don't get me wrong, I like SMW and all, but... really should put the game name in there. It's been a while since I've been given that particular bit of feedback. I'm like the only other person who's ever seen that thing. You really like it? It's challenging and fun. There are a few levels that are beats-based. Oh, those are fun. rhythm-based platforming levels. There was one game, what was it? It's called like 203 or something, or 201, I think. It was an entirely like shape-based, like you were a triangle, like jumping through space and stuff like that. Platforming game I got in like some indie, like Humble Bundle a million years ago. Or I could bring that with me. You know, I'm just gonna leave that alive and consider my options. Ah, dang it. You change your color back and forth between white and black to the beat of the music while moving the level. So it's got a little Ikaruga flavor then. Then you wouldn't be cautious how Craft Cafe is going to score. No, you didn't look too carefully at the scoring stuff, so you don't know if we're doing QLDC situation, but you're very curious because it's standard and Kaizo. Yes, yours. I'm trying to think of how much I can say here, because again, I don't. It's been a while, but I probably should mention I am still a backup judge, and given that the timeline that's been set for the time being, end of the month, I'm actually finished the backup judging as well as the regular judging. So, but yours did. But that one did pose a conundrum, is as much as I'm going to say, for the time being. Because, you know, judge. But I can tell you right now that the thing is more like QLDC than BLDC. You'd imagine so, yep. It does. It causes a little bit of a conundrum. I'd also like to try out at least a couple of the actual Kaizo ones while I'm at it. Like, not the blend. Ah, come on, fish. Okay, this is fine. This level combines, like, all of the things I hate the most. But the aesthetics are still so good. Okay. Wanted to appreciate that sprite longer. Okay, I think the right corner is safe. No, it's not! This is just... What?! This keeps getting weirder and weirder. Okay. My god. Oh, I bet that was the end of the level. Yeah, now having seen the power up there, I have to assume that it's using the 32 by 32 character patch. Just because that is one wide mole. Which, like, I've only ever played, what, a couple hacks that obviously used it. The thick peach one, for instance. Oh. I'm trying to think of the other one. I know Fish used it. No, your hack's going to be using it because it's so much easier to use than the conventional. Do not blame you in the slightest. It is really convenient. It means I need to sit down and write support for it at some point. Art. Done fished myself. Like how Peach's Adventures knows thick peach hack. I mean, how else could it be known? Let's be honest here. Like, it's a good hack. Don't get me wrong. It's got a lot of awesome stuff going on for it. But damn, that peach be thick. And it's not just gameplay reasons. She's thick in the cutscenes, too. Oh, fish. That was not what I was trying to say. Or more accurately, that's what I was trying not to say. Nope, no more fish. It's not Friday. There are like a million ways to do that. have to look that up at some point. It's gonna bug me. How'd Chatix go? Good. You know, I got the date wrong, so I had to do it twice. So we did the 16 exit-ish version and then the more exit-ish version of SMW from memory, which was kind of cool. That hack is bizarre. There's only a few instances where I was like, oh, this is bullshit. But other than that, it was actually pretty fun. Thrower. None of that was what I needed. I want to appreciate that sprite more. I'm going to just scroll him off. Okay. But I managed to beat it both times. Donut had some cool stuff to show on Thursday, which was pretty awesome. The rainbow item box was very well received. And he kept getting me with switching the jump and run buttons, which admittedly is a pretty easy thing to do. Because I usually spend about, 5 seconds, 10 seconds afterwards trying to figure out what is changed. And that was not on my list. Flopping the 2 buttons. So. Okay. Well, I don't think my shell strat there really gets me much. Okay. I think there's a flow to this level that I'm just not quite grasping yet. Yes! I get to appreciate the sprite. Okay, stick to the left. Alright, there we go. Oh, that was... Forgot to watch for that. Because I respawned him. That's what happened. I should kill him every time. You gotta learn by now. Oh! But it's still a little bit of a ways away. Still trying to figure out what those bananas are supposed to be. Like, it's all Japanese flavored. Those are tiny little swords, that makes sense. The carp, little less, but okay. But the bananas, I just don't get. I mean, I don't remember seeing any purple bananas when I was in Japan. I think conceptually they might exist, but I don't think they're like a Japanese thing. Square watermelons, they ain't, is all I'm saying. I need to stop doing that. That strat does not work. Square watermelons are, of course, very cool and silly. But this, throwing square watermelons would also be a little less aerodynamic. They need to hit the ground to look right. Wow. To hit the ground to look right and all that. So, probably for the best. Probably. Oh. What am I doing? I had this section at least moderately down. Maybe use the shell to kill the fish. And then bonk him. Please? No! Fish. I panicked. Oh, I understand now. So, the premise of this hack is that, I die to stupid things. The premise of this hack is that the mole is a spaceship traveler type guy, and he needs to get all 5 parts to fix his spaceship. Which, amusingly enough, is the exact same plot as the original Commander Keen. So presumably there are going to be some number of levels, and the things you collect at the end of each level will be one of his 5 spaceship parts. So, which makes a lot of sense to me. The later Commander Keen's got cooler stories, I'll be honest. The second one, like, you're gonna blow up like, the Vorticons have decided to blow up the Earth. The third one, you've got a Planet Vorticon, which is weird. The third one's just weird. Get rid of the shell, because it's just causing me problems. Fourth one, gotta go rescue some dudes. Fifth one... What's the fifth one? Oh, yeah, they're gonna blow up the galaxy? I think that was it. Imagine new Commander Keen game that isn't a mobile game. Oh, I would love it. There's actually, at least there was, a surprisingly large, like, modding scene around Commander Keen circa, like, 2000. I wonder if they're still around. Everyone was still kind of hoping Commander Keen, The Secret of Isis 2 would come out, because he was building his own engine with C++, and it was going to be awesome! And there were just a bunch of, like, point-and-click... point-and-click? Not point-and-click. Click-and-play games that people made back when that was still a thing. That took care of my fish problem. What am I doing? You played Commander Keen when you were really young? But not surprising. I mean, it's a pretty old series by any account. I want to say the first one might have come out in like 1990 flat. So bad at avoiding bananas. And there's like 7 of them. The 6th one's kind of interesting. You gotta go rescue your own babysitter, which doesn't take into account the plot that just happened in the 5th one. It has something to do with a different distributor deal. Just like the fractional Keen Dreams, where you have to go defeat a large vegetable. Alright, that works. Keen Dreams is also really weird. You gotta collect like 50 bombs so you can blow up a potato. They were kind of checked out of the whole Commander Keen thing by then. And that plot definitely shows it. I guess they weren't completely checked out. That was still only the 3rd game. They just weren't interested in like publishing with that one company. I think it was Soft Disk. Alright, that's good enough. Getting rid of you. You're gonna throw a baseball or knife at my face. Okay. Left. Oh yeah, Rampage. That was a great game. I can't do any spawn tricks here. We played a lot of Rampage on PC. Using the fact that you could actually have like 3 people playing on a single keyboard to our advantage. That was a crazy time. I don't think we had any other, like, 3-player games that weren't, you know, like, stop and take a turn games, like Monopoly. Okay, get rid of you. Bananas. Gotta think about here. No! I think I died in the exact same spot. If I just relaxed, I would have been fine, too. It's an interesting player character. It is. It's a big mole. You know, that worked out a lot better than the last couple strats. I'm going to use that one this time. How you doing, Kappa? Slightly more reasonable stream time today. It's kind of on the fence, but I was like, yeah, I really did want to do this yesterday. I gotta get started this sometime. Feeling like today was the day. Whoop. And then bop. Nope. No screen scroll for me. So I just have to put up with bananas. So I'll let the Metroid shell go a little bit further out. There we go. Now it's Mole Car. Each dumper. A very specific type of console. Okay, okay, we can take a hit now. I mean, screw it, we're going for it. Ah! Skill unlocked, double jump. Self-explanatory skill. Doesn't work with spin jump. Okay. Huh. Didn't know it was going to be a metroidvania, but I suppose the Metroid shells should have been a hint. So for Wario's Bizarre Adventure, you're making Yellow Switch Palace themed hotel that's run by Yoshi's and owned by Stego's giant floating head. That is interesting. Who is Stego? Alright. This does explain one important thing that I've been wondering. Oh, I guess I need fancier tech to get through there. No, wait. There's a shell. Ever play One Must Fall? I think so. It was some sort of like robot fighting game where everyone was made of metal, and I don't think I was very good at it, so I didn't play much of it. Now, if I want the shell, I'll have to come back. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm ready for this. Gonna fill the place with tons of Yoshi OCs your friends have, which means you get to fight 14 whole Yoshi characters. That is a lot of Yoshi. I think I got a demo for it once, but I don't think I played it for very long. Didn't even look at who made this level. Now I feel kind of bad, but clearly I'm going to get some sort of grippy hand. What the hell is... That looks like it's an object I want. Oh, Stay-at-Home Stegosaurus, right! I know Stay-at-Home Stegosaurus. I thought you were talking about like some sort of other character. I don't know, I was thinking like cartoon character for some reason, but that makes so much more sense. That's a mushroom. Cool. I am so not going to get that one in the future. What? Okay. Oh. Literally Stego's floating head. So like in Manos, Hands of Fate, like giant floating rock heads. I'm just assuming here. I don't think of any other like fun shareware-y game we played. Me and my family played back in the day. We had this game, sort of like a version of Hunt for Red October, the Clancy novel, but like we'd seen the movie, so we kind of knew how it was supposed to go, but we never figured out how to translate that into playing the game. Oh, God. Oh, what's up, Donuts? How you doing? I am playing your hack, it seems. Or at least, you know, you're one of... your team's hack, I suppose. So far, I hate these things. Okay. Nope. But I've established I'm bad at timing, so... Any safe place? I can stand directly next to it if I want to try to figure out my own timing. Nope. Devin chat moment. Go for it. I mean, I am technically doing like backup judging and stuff, but I'm mostly playing for fun right now. I have to sit down and write some stuff. Fun fact? Or like fact, you drew this background? Oh, nice. I assume, though, were all of the backgrounds hand-drawn, or... Like, I kind of assume this came from a Mega Man game, to be honest. Given the aesthetic. Okay. How close can I get? Not that close. The previous one as well. I like the previous one a lot. That was an aesthetic. With the there was parallax in it? Oh, man. I did not even see the parallax. Now I feel bad. I don't have to come back to that level because there's a door and there are those grippy block pieces. So clearly I'm going to have to come back. But gotta get the grippy hand first. Or whatever the appropriate block destroying power-up I will receive. You know what? Just screw it. I'm gonna take a hit and see what the hell's past here. What the heck is this thing? Oh good, he's gone. Ugh. There's another one. Okay. I'm gonna keep him busy jumping at me first. That doesn't help. Okay, now he's gone. So many things in this. No, you. No, you. Well, if you're off the screen half the time, you probably won't hit me. Midway! Oh, there's so many things that are scaring me in this level. It's that thing Daiso made. Scroll bars, but it's really hard to use. It's a lot better to use an effect tool. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, yeah, I mean, if White Yoshi used it for Plumber for All Seasons, then damn. That is one powerful tool. Ow. Things were going so well. Nope. Which was the thing that Daiso made? Is it the terrifying, like, electro-scientist dude who's trying to kill me? With his electro face? Okay. No! Oh, that is cool. Was that part of what? I guess that looks like it was part of C3 last year. C3 is coming up. I almost had an idea for a thing to do, and then things I was trying to do didn't work. So maybe next year. Ah! From the grave. I think I'll take my chances with the dudes upstairs. They seem way friendlier. The native fauna seems way friendlier than the native flora. Oh, you... No! Since it generates non-SA1 code, the labels have to be changed. I need to change the free RAM it uses. Interesting. Since the one with it currently is used by AddMusic K, the HDMA tool is used by AddMusic K. That's an interesting way of... I'm not sure. Hey, Dr. Scientist Man. I got you. Okay. I think I'm just going to clear the path and then try jumping off the upper thing and seeing if it works out. Mole powers, activate! Okay. Hey, nothing after here. No, there's nothing after there. Oh, the free room it uses clashes. That makes more sense. Skill unlocked, shooting. While in his mech, Moley can shoot fireballs to kill enemies and destroy some blocks. Fascinating. I have to be in the mech, though. Loading Point City. I finally got around to reading the title. Sector MLY by Nope. Alright, so I want to get that moon. I need to be big. Seems like the easiest place to embiggen. My strategy is going to be collect it and start select. Collect it and start selecting. The only complaint about the background is it kind of like jumps at the very beginning of the level, but man, does it look awesome when it's not doing that. Did we make it? Nope. Alright, my plan of collect it and start selecting was not one of the better plans. There we go. Am I not embiggened? Can I not take my embiggening power and... Alright, so I must have counter break on. How am I gonna get... it's not gonna work. I don't think effect tool sucks. Yeah, I've not been impressed when I've seen like the effect tool gradients. They've always been very wide. Don't get me wrong, gradient is better than no gradient, but the tool you know how to use is the one that sucks. I think that's sort of how it always goes, right? You know, the tool, you gotta use your Lotus 321 or 123, and then you'll get to Microsoft Excel, and then bam. Next thing you know, you're writing Google spreadsheets. Ugh. Effect tool uses a triangle wave for HDMI waves, which looks bad. That does explain it. I don't know why I keep trying. Like, I just want that moon. I guess with double jump, it wouldn't be that hard to go back in the first level. So I'd have to look into how HDMI tool works, but man, my list is... the backlog of understanding and stuff is way too high. I've got to close more tabs by completing projects. Still have all those Zelda tabs open to see if I can get my alerts to work with the randomizer. Ooh, vertical scrolling. No, feel free to. It's better than just me better than just talking about me dying. There we go. Ah! Who needs courage when you have a gun? It does not, of course, destroy these blocks. Well, that was a fun expedition. Sector MLY by Nope. Well, that was nifty. Okay, we gotta collect coin souls. These are the kind of blocks I can destroy using guns. Figures, give me a gun and immediately it only works on like 3 things. Where exactly is my hitbox with this thing? Give me your tasty coin soul. I'm not gonna get that tasty coin soul. If Far's in my Discord if you can't find him. Or vice versa. Donut's also in my Discord if you can't find him. I like the walking cannons, though. But has 4 legs and shoots. Some sort of walking cannon. No, it's some sort of bamboo dog hybrid. So far, this has been one of the nicer levels power-up wise. No. Okay. Alright, well, apparently... Crap. Those are solid, okay. And that... Everything's just trying to kill me. Okay. Wait, why is there suddenly a normal midway? It was bells before. Thematically, that bugs me a little bit. Ow. It's having so much fun being in a mech. And I will again. Sometime later. We've managed to use every possible shooting spread I can think of that exists in Mario World. Nope. You got to tell me, but you made the overworld as well. Oh, nice. The credits don't list it. Don't think. I haven't seen the credits yet, so all I have right now in terms of, like, information that's easily available to me is I have the list of names and the hack name and I went and sort of made it so I do have the right data so that when this ends up on YouTube, it'll look all correct. Because that'll work. But other than that, I don't have that much information. Well, I guess I do know that... never mind. Yeah, one of the systems I've built just uploads every different hack I play to YouTube cut up a little bit. Not immensely, just usually cuts off a little bit of the front, a little bit of the back. And for this one especially, I can trim out a little bit of the beginning where I don't do anything and do the mic check, because I'm not going to have level indices, which I usually have. Because y'all chose SA1, and which is a fine choice. Ow. I'm going to keep in my mech for at least like a few seconds. I was even thinking, yeah, I never had any problems with that earlier. I just shot him. Problem solved. Buffalo was already tame. I just shot it. Words of... What was it? Hans Sprungfeld. The notorious pirate. I only saw that just a second too late. Oh, that sucks. Good luck, Mullen. Thanks, Louie. How you doing? So far, this hack is interesting, but fairly difficult. Mostly because I'm bad at projectiles, and every level seems to really want to soak in projectiles. I cannot... Oh, these are jumps. Tiny, tiny jumps. Okay, but I have a second chance. Okay. I'm back in mech form. I'm no longer in mech form and should just jump off a cliff. Once you lose mech and that part, it's just kind of over. How many levels this has? I guess I know he's looking for 5 ship pieces. But I don't know if my power-ups correspond to ship pieces, I suppose. I'm just gonna assume like Commander Keenan does. Well, Commander Keenan doesn't have power-ups, but point still being that once you collect an item, it probably is the item you need to collect. Unless that was the darkened items won't appear. In which case, then I have no idea what to do. Crap! Doesn't happen to be a hidden power-up up here, does there? Bring it up there. Nope! Always need to spread the good word of Darwinism. It's like Pikmin? Oh yeah! Pikmin also has that same kind of premise, doesn't it? Don't have double jump if I jump on something first. You gotta get all the spaceship parts so Olimar can go back to space. Never actually played more than like a minute of Pikmin, I don't think. Seems like it could be a fun game. It's like a sort of strategy, tactic-y game. But I might just think that because of how he plays in Smash Bros. Gotta stay ahead of the curve. Crap. Yeah, I need to shoot better. No amount of Novary grabbing there would save me. I guess I never got around to testing that on SA1, did I? Because it might be relocated somewhere else. We'll test that later. Okay. Wait, I can shoot the... Oh, I can shoot those! This changes virtually nothing. That's not going to change how I play the level, is it? Okay. Well, I guess that did change how I play the level a little bit. No! Ah, I did not mean to re-grab that. Those jumps are fussy. Just trying to think of any other, like, power-ups that do literally nothing. Power-up at the end of Fez that actually does something, but I thought it didn't do anything. That one, that kind of made me a little mad. But I suppose that's, you know, not par for the course in most... really any kind of game. Progression. Hey! I'm embiggened here. That's different. Since my first track this far, I haven't been this lucky. Okay. But... I brought it back up. Brilliant plan. Come on, really? That is literally the end of the level. Okay. I was looking at that and I'm like, that just looks like another cannon, but no, it's kind of bobbing up and down instead of doing the normal cannon thing. I always appreciated the one in Beat the Flams where, like, the ultimate form just changes the color of his shoelaces. If I ever make a video game, RPG, with, like, a Super Saiyan level power-up, that's what it's gonna do. It's just gonna change the color of your shoelaces. This is probably fine. Not ideal, but probably fine. How am I supposed to... You can't shoot that thing. You do a nice low jump before it gets me. I have to say this is probably the most unique power-up gate I've seen in a while. I was watching Risto suffer through a jump half puzzle where after solving the whole thing you still have to go through a power-up gate, so you better not have gotten hit. This is fun. This part is actually not very long, just... I need the precision. You cannot slide kill those. This is good to know. This kind of reminds me a little bit of one of the sections of Habaluta's ULDC level. Just there is a lot of projectile nonsense going on. We're both sort of going for that airship aesthetic. Though Habaluta's turned into a auto-scroller at the end, which I don't think this is going to. That's the first time that dude's ever shot at me. Okay. Okay. Wait for it. I hate those little cannons. I have grown to hate them so much. Okay, I need to come through that with... If I can come through that embiggened, I think I'll be fine. I'm also curious what that next level power-up's gonna give me. I assume the hammer has to let me break blocks. because it's the only power-up that really makes sense. But not gonna know until I get it. Oh my god! I hate the two heights of shooting. I guess I could try to... This if I kind of tried to slide under and, like, mashed, maybe I could get through there. I feel like there's a very intentional solution here that I'm not seeing. Or maybe just bullet spam. You know, one of the other. Okay. Alright. Oh! Red. I hate that gate. And it probably doesn't care much for me either. Let's see, what else is of interest? I did try to set up the mic arm my bro got me for Christmas, but it turns out I'm missing a bolt that I need to attach the microphone to the arm. So, oh, hey, we saved it. That's... Server, Nick... Message Nick server identify wide mole happy. What's up, Weregoose? I do like the wide mole, not gonna lie. First time I got that sprite, I spent way too much time looking at it, like, oh man, I love this sprite! And not enough time playing the game, because I completely, like, missed the puzzle that I needed to be solving. Oh. That was the intent. I guess the intended solution was to let it drop off the bottom and then not have to jump over it. You had to jump over it to hit them. Whatever. Okay. Yes. You know, whatever. Dash. That was not what I was expecting. Self-explanatory. Wooly can destroy some blocks with it. L to left dash. R to right dash. Okay. Oh. Okay. I don't trust certain types of block. Or I don't trust certain power-ups. But okay. Got the moon. Some people really didn't like that, the left and right. I'm used to just dashing in the direction you're supposed to press, but honestly, I just expect L and R to do such absurd things that I don't even think, oh yes, it's a reasonable button to map things to anymore. I expect it to just kind of straight up murder me at some point. Left and right being separate. I think in Castlevania it makes more sense because the direction you're facing, I think you have to pay kind of a bigger turning penalty, in part because you have to whip in certain directions. Okay, you come here. We can move on with the plot. But yeah, only does back. What? Alright, let's go golfing. I think Symphony of the Night only does backdashing. Okay, par 5. Alright, well screw it, let's go. Looks like you hit the tree, Jim. Ah, okay. Changes with the distance you hit it from. Hope there's not too many holes, because I don't know if I'm gonna be good at this. The assembly night only allowed for backwards. Wait, that was the opposite of what I wanted to do. Also want to look at the parallax on this. Ooh, okay. I think I see it. Alright. They just don't even blink at you. Okay. I think I'm beginning to understand how to gilf. Or golf. Or gorf. Part 2. Alright, 2 hits so far. Things are looking up. Yeah! We made it under par! Or exactly at par. It was mandatory golfing. What'd I get? Okay. I don't think I got 5 pieces. Let's see what the ship says. 5 ship parts. Guess I don't have all the ship parts yet. So I went golfing. That was 1 ship part? Or maybe that was an extra ability? Is there any place in this that would have benefited from dashing aside from the moon? Go to the 2nd level and go left at the... No wonder the scroll was weird. Oh my. Okay. Oop. Yeah, I don't think I was going to figure that one out anytime soon. Oh my. The shooting gallery. Like shooting ninjas in a bucket? Well, I'm definitely getting the coins. Probably should have also shot the dudes I'm here to shoot. It's gotta be like at the very apex of the jump. Gotta go assemble a printer real quick. Oh my. Good luck with the assembling. What's up, Seg? How you doing? Alright, here we go. In fact, that rainbow gradient looks kind of familiar now that I look at it. I believe we have collected all 5 of the mystical MacGuffins. Pandora Palace? Oh, is that from... What game is that from? It had a very Sonic feel to me, but I could be wrong. It's a bop. Alien Ghost. Not so fast, pal! I hope you have enjoyed your journey, because this ship will be your last, will be your spatial grave. Or should I say, special grave? Oh, okay. Got the name right the first time. I try. Okay, these are dash blocks, okay? Wait, those aren't solid blocks. Oh, Deltarune, okay. Oh, I have to walk all the way back. Yeah, spatial and special, huh? Okay. Alright, dash. Alright. Oh, that's a shooting block, okay. Oh, I didn't see that. It's important to be correct with these things. Which chapter the game comes from, or the tune comes from. Alright. What's up, Calrassi? How you doing? For SA1 reasons, I've not rigged things up right now. But thank you for the resub. It is, in fact, a very spooky space ghost. Don't know if he's going to be on Coast to Coast, but... Crap. Oh, I could... yeah, no, it's kind of toast. Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, potatoes and toast. I've actually never watched too much Space Ghost. The only episode I've ever seen is the one when they have the Aqua Teen Hunger, with like the proto Alpha Teen Hunger Force on, which is just weird. The one block I need to shoot through. You're fine? That's adequate, I hope? Fine often means not great, but... Am I liking the music? I'm loving the music. The aesthetics of this hacker are on point. I'd say like my one gripe is that some of the levels are a bit uneven in difficulty. But after I kind of figured things out, especially once power-ups got involved, it got a lot better. I'm so gonna lose this power-up 3 seconds later. I can't shoot that, so I'm done. Okay. Wonder why he's asking. I have a theory. I have a theory. I can't prove it. But I have a theory. Don't fear the eyeball. Do not fear the eyeball. The eyeball isn't scary. Fear the spooky ghosts. The spooky ghosts are scary. Yeah, I think I can safely land on this. Didn't mean to do that, but honestly, probably safer up here. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think it'd be good if I dropped that block. Your theory is correct, as if your assumption is correct. Well, now we're just playing one of those, if he knows that I know that he knows that I know, sort of games. What is it, never go up against a Sicilian when death is on the line? That sort of thing. Did see The Princess Bride again recently. I think it still holds up. It'd be better if they substitute out regular Randy Savage with Macho Man Randy Savage, but you know, you can't have everything. Alright, I think... I got it. Even got to stay in my mole mech. The rocket has been fixed. Great job. Now you can take a walk around one last time. Around the rocket? Music. Well, this is pleasant. Most of the music. Segment 1, Zone 2. Super Metroid. Item Room and Item Fanfare by Kevin. The Lost Vikings. Oh! Wacky World. I'm Milan Luxi, currently playing. Man, that game has way too good of a track. It has way too good of tracks. 90% of the goddamn graphics. The Dark Prince. Warrior Land 4. 40 Below Fridge by Falcon Punch. Various awesome backgrounds by Friday Donut. Donatello. I like that. Jump Half Blocks by Coopster and Aquas. Rainbow Incognito. City by Percenten, okay. Some Sprite Reskins by NBTB. Epic Tomatoes by NopeContest. I'm Aware of the Tomatoes. Tetris Attack Menu by Kill K. ASM. Too many talented folks. Check the zip file, TXT, and Friday Donut. Special thanks to Ampersand, Bevan Lake, Dark Prince, Friday, New Pointless Segment, and you. Hey. Oh! No, not dying here. Okay, thank you for playing. Thank you for the GGs, I got distracted. Thank you for following Uno Gamer that likes Pokemons. Your name is very, very straightforward. Gotten by tomatoes. It was close. It was a close thing. But it worked out. Alright. What's up? How you doing? Hope you're doing well this evening. Alright, I probably should just do it. Well, I can't really argue with this. Alright, later, Donut. Hope you sleep well. Wait, no, it'll be normal times, actually. Enjoy your printer. See you later. Alright. I think you know what's next, Faro, because it actually is alphabetical in the directory I have. Shockingly.